Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're doing something absolutely fascinating. We're going to do a microanalysis of this incredibly emotional 30-second animated scene. We're breaking it down to its absolute core, the visuals, the audio, the themes, just to see exactly how animation can tell such a compelling story in literally less than a minute. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's dive right in with the big question driving today's Explainer. How much emotion can a 30-second scene actually hold? I mean, if you think about traditional storytelling, 30 seconds? That's barely enough time to say hello. But in the world of precise, directed animation, half a minute is literally all you need to establish the stakes, ramp up the tension, and deliver a totally satisfying payoff. And the source text we're looking at today outlines a scene perfectly engineered to do exactly that. To really grasp the emotional core here, we've got to look at the exact voiceover script from the source material. It was originally written in Hindi, and it translates to this beautiful, almost poetic line. Potatoes, tomatoes, onions, and carrots joined hands and safely helped the eggplant cross. It's incredibly simple, right? But within that simplicity is a super clear narrative arc. You've got a group, an action of unity, and a successful rescue. It totally anchors the entire visual experience we're about to deconstruct. Section 1. The action. A high-stakes water crossing. So, the animation instructions in our source break down this high-stakes crossing into a really specific visual sequence. Step 1, joining hands. Step 2, forming the physical chain. And Step 3, the safe crossing over the water. This brilliantly illustrates the exact progression from individual vulnerability to collective strength. Think about it. The water's an impassable obstacle for just one vegetable, but by executing these 3 sequential steps, that insurmountable obstacle becomes nothing more than a bridge built out of teamwork. Section 2. The cast. Rescuers versus the rescued. Let's move to that and see how this builds. Now, notice the intentional imbalance here. We have 4 distinct rescuers, the potato, tomato, onion, and carrot, teaming up to save a single eggplant. This imbalance really highlights the sheer amount of group effort required to save one individual. It takes the combined strength, the grip, the weight of 4 different characters just to secure the safety of one. It's this wonderful visual metaphor for community support, where the many rally to protect the one. Section 3. The aesthetic. Emotional cinematic lighting. What's really interesting about this is that the source text specifically calls for emotional cinematic lighting. And we're not just talking about making the scene bright enough to see what's happening. It's the intentional use of light and shadow to evoke deep feelings and crank up that narrative tension. By applying this high-end dramatic lighting to everyday things, like a potato or a carrot, the animation transforms these standard, lighthearted characters into dramatic heroes facing real peril. The lighting literally tells your brain, hey, this is serious, pay attention. Section 4. The core message, the power of teamwork. Let's look at how harmoniously all these components work together. Visually, a physical chain is formed. Through the audio, the voiceover reinforces this by literally saying they joined hands. And the ultimate result? The eggplant crosses safely. So the crucial point is that every single creative choice in this 30-second window, what you see, what you hear, how it's lit, it's all working in perfect tandem to deliver a clear message of unity. The medium perfectly matches the message. Now, you might be wondering, why does an explainer about animated vegetables actually matter? Well, because it highlights a fundamental universal truth. We survive by pulling each other forward. Whether you are navigating a literal river or just trying to get through a brutal project at work, a tough week, or some major life hurdle, going it alone puts you at a huge disadvantage. This brief little scene resonates so much because it reminds us that true safety and progress, they come from locking arms with the people around us. Which brings us to our final thought. I really want you to ask yourself, who is in your rescue chain? We all have to cross treacherous waters at some point, right? So who are the potatoes, the tomatoes, the onions, and the carrots in your life that you can link hands with? And honestly, just as importantly, who are you willing to anchor yourself for? Thank you so much for joining me to break down this amazing piece of animation today. Keep learning, keep analyzing, and I'll catch you in the next Explainer.